Yo, what's going on, y'all? It's Combo Breaker 99. I'm back with another quick post-fight reaction video. All right, y'all. Malecki versus Josiane Nunes. All right, y'all. I'm doing this while I'm watching the Pacquiao-Ugas fight, man. But I want to come back and give you my thoughts and my reaction to this fight. Damn, man, this was a crazy finish. I mean, we had a lot of crazy finishes on the prelims tonight for the UFC, but man, this was just another one to add to it that made me say, wow, like, I didn't see this coming. I really didn't see this coming. Malecki, she was the favorite in this fight, the bigger, longer fighter. She was coming in undefeated, and I didn't know much about Josiane Nunes. I know she was supposed to make her debut like not too long back, and I know she normally fights at 125. And I thought this was just going to be another mismatch, lining Malecki up with another mismatch, kind of like the Veronica Macedo fight. With her moving down to 135, I want to see her in there with fighters like, Julia Avila or even Stoyarenko, fighters of that caliber, somebody that looks like a 135 pounder. But man, you can't count out Nunes, man. You really couldn't count out Josiane Nunes when she came into this fight. I mean, she really came in here and utilized everything she had, her power, and she made adjustments, for the height difference. She was 7 inches shorter, and she really knew how to fight, she really knew how to get on the inside of a longer fighter. Let me just put it that way. She did really well at putting that pressure on, like the little Mike Tyson pressure. She's very compact and doesn't have much of like a neck in there. Like Nunes, I'm not trying to crack, but I mean, she just doesn't really have this neck. Like she has these broad shoulders, and her neck is always tucked, so she just has that shock absorber. So the big punches that Malecki's throwing, or the long kicks that she's throwing, they don't really have too much of effect, because Malecki did catch Josiane Nunes with a few head kicks, but they didn't have too much of an effect on her. So Josiane Nunes kept on coming. She kept closing that distance with that Superman left hand, and every time she closed that distance, she would tag with that straight left hand on Malecki, catch her right on the chin, even throw that overhand left, and every time she would hit it with that left hand, Malecki would react. She would kind of rattle and she would stun, and she would let those combinations go. She would just let combinations go. Like at the beginning of the round, it was looking like it was going to favor the longer fighter here. You got a lot of long leg kicks and front kicks from Malecki, but Josiane Nunes, coming in as a Muay Thai fighter herself, she knew how to close that distance and get in on the taller fighter, which she did. She was landing in combinations. She wasn't giving Josiane any breathing room, and she wasn't respecting her. She was not respecting her. She kept closing that distance. And when she tagged her with that first left hand, and like maybe 2 minutes in, I was like, oh wow, because it got a reaction, and Malecki went back into the fence and threw her hands up, and then more shots started coming, and I thought, okay, the referee's probably gonna have to step in here, but she survived that onslaught. Another one came, and she had to throw up her hands once again, and it was like she was kind of turning to the side, like she was about to give up. So I'm looking at Malecki's reaction, and I know that I have to factor in that Nunes is landing big punches as well, but it's something about Malecki's body language, like she's looking really exhausted. And I'm not trying to just make up something for Malecki. I'm not taking away from Nunes' win, but Malecki did look like she was a bit weight drained. She doesn't really need to be fighting at 135, which I'm gonna talk about here in a minute. She definitely looked exhausted after some of those shots that she let off and the shots that she absorbed. So it really started to just turn into Nunes' round. And, more and more punches started coming with like 10 seconds left as Malecki absorbed so many shots, and she was just like backing up, throwing that little lazy jab out. Big overhand left came from Nunes and just clocked her right on the chin and just dropped her, put her on her back, and that was it. The referee just stepped in to make sure nothing else happened, but that was a cold knockout for Nunes. I didn't see it coming, like I said. First round knockout, first loss for Malecki, and I was like, wow, man. And what I will say before I eject, because I'm still watching this fight here with Pacquiao and Ugas, I'll say, look, man, Malecki doesn't need to be fighting 135. I think it still is a skill set thing as well, but it's still too much of a weight jump down for her. Just like Macy Chiasson, you can see the performance is affected by jumping down in weight. I mean, if you look at Macy Chiasson, she looks a little bit flat sometimes. Malecki looked flat in this fight versus what she looked like at 145 a few years back. So I think that she needs to fight at 145, and this is killing her to move down, and it affects her performances. But shout out to Josiane Edwards. I would like to see her move down to 125. If she packs this type of power and she has this type of movement and just this type of authority when she's in there throwing these big shots, I think she could be effective at 125. I don't know about 135, You know, this just happened to be the style that could match up with her at 135. But from here, I think Josiane Nunes down at 125 could be a killer. You know, because she's only 5'2", and like I said, her size and her frame would fit more so in the flyweight division. So yeah, guys, that's pretty much all I got. Just wanted to come through and give you my reaction. Damn, that was my reaction, guys. But let me get back to this fight. Let me know what y'all think Bam Malecki needs to do from here. Do you think it was just a performance issue, you know, her being out of the octagon too long, or do you think it was the weight? I think it was a little bit of both, but I still think there's a lot of work that she needs to do. And the UFC level of fighters, man, for Bam Malecki, it's just gonna get tougher and tougher from here. You know, I'm still kind of teetering. Is she UFC material? I don't know. Combo Breaker 99. I'm out. Subscribe. Peace.